It's finally here, the biggest Pulsar ever, and today we are riding the Pulsar NS400Z. In this video, we're going to tell you everything that you need to know about this new big bad Pulsar. So let's get started. Now we did do a walk around of the design of the new Pulsar, but quickly let's touch upon some of the details. Now firstly, if you look at it from the side, it reminds you of the NS200 because a lot of panels have been borrowed from the 200. And the only things that are different is this panel right here and the shroud on the tanks, which is completely new and designed only for the 400Z. At the front, you have a completely new headlamp cluster. You get this Z-shaped LEDs and they look like an alien's head from the movie Venom, in my opinion. Let me know, what do you think? In the red color, it especially looks like the Carnage. Here you have a single projector LED headlamp. You get 43 mm forks. You have a disc brake at the front, and you have this small panel there which adds to the aesthetics of the motorcycle. It does not have a protector below. On the side, like I said, it is more or less like the 200, and if you move to the rear, there's a new swing arm and you get a 140 section rear tire. Both the wheels are 17 inches and this is what the tail lamp looks like. The typical Pulsar twin LED tail lamps is what you get here. The seat also has been borrowed from the NS200. The tank itself is the same like on the 200. But what's different here is this new screen. We'll talk about that later. The mirrors have been borrowed from the Dominar, and yes, a lot of you have complained that there are no clip-on handles here, but when we asked Bajaj why there are no clip-ons, they said that it has been done for a reason. This tubular handlebar helps maintaining the vibrations. Though the costs will be lower, the vibrations also will be lower. So there is affordability, of course, yes, but there is purpose as well. And we're going to test that too, if the vibrations are creeping in to the handlebar. So we'll get riding and let you know what the motorcycle performs like. Now the Pulsar NS400Z gets a twin display. Both are digital, and this is like a negative display with colors, and here you have this blue display. The legibility in sunlight is pretty good and you get a whole lot of information. As you can see, all these telltale lights, they have been lit up. You have the fuel gauge right here, the tachometer is here, you have the clock, gear position indicator, odometer, and the riding modes are right here. Here you have the trip information, and then you also get the settings over here. Vehicle info is where you get into and change the riding modes. Now you can do this on the fly. So you can go into ride modes and select what mode you want to go in. But there are two conditions. One, your throttle has to be off. So you can be riding, but you cannot have the throttle on. So you have to completely close the throttle and then you can change the riding modes. Another thing to note is that when you're going into off-road mode, your speed has to be less than 200 kmph to switch the ride mode. This is where you can turn the traction control off, and besides that, you have the connectivity, Bluetooth, you have the trip meters right here, you also get a lap timer, and then you have the vehicle settings here. Here you can see what riding mode you are in. Also, you get a USB charger right here, which is at a good position, and you can always plug your accessories to this charger right here. And the switchgear quality, the buttons, they are pretty easy to use. Even with the gloves on, I was able to access these buttons very easily, and there was no false pressing. So like if I'm pressing this button, only this button would be pressed. Overall quality is also nice. The horn sounds something like this, and you also get a hazard light which is a good addition. Now we've ridden the bike for some time, and before I talk about how it performs, let's talk about the ergonomics. Now the seat height is 802 mm. So getting on the bike and putting both your feet down is fairly easy. My height for reference is 5'9", and anyone who is 5'8", 5'7" should be very comfortable handling the motorcycle. Even if you're shorter, between 5'4" and 5'6", you will still be able to handle the bike very well. It's pretty light to handle, so maneuvering in the parking lots is going to be very easy. Now talking about the riding position, it's not very aggressive. The handlebar, because it's not a clip-on, it's not very aggressive. You have a very comfortable riding position. You are leaning into the motorcycle a little, but it's not that aggressive. I've been riding the motorcycle for about an hour and a half, and there is no fatigue whatsoever. The seat is also very comfortable, and the cushioning is decent enough to keep you comfortable on longer rides. Also, maneuvering the bike in the traffic was pretty easy because it's nice and light, and the handlebar, though it is a little wide, you still manage to get through the traffic very easily. The mirrors, they give a good view of what's coming from the back. However, I would have liked them to be a little outside, so I get a wider view. Now you also get adjustable levers. The clutch is very light, so operating it in traffic is going to be very easy. And you have 5-step adjustability, so you can adjust it as per your convenience. You get the 5-step adjustability on the front brake lever as well. So in terms of convenience and the riding position and the overall comfort of the rider, this motorcycle ticks all the boxes. Now let's check out what the exhaust of the new Pulsar 400Z sounds like. This is what it sounds like in idle. I'm going to move the mic towards the exhaust. And when I rev it, this is what it sounds like. Let us know what you think of the exhaust note of the Pulsar NS400Z. Now let's talk about the riding experience. The Pulsar NS400Z is equipped with the 373cc single-cylinder motor that we have seen on the Dominar 400 as well. It makes 40 PS of peak power at 8,500 RPM and 35 Newton meters of torque at 7,000 RPM. The good thing is that 80% of this power starts coming in at 3,500 RPM itself. In terms of acceleration, 0 to 60 comes in at 2.8 seconds and 0 to 100 at 6.9 seconds. The top speed is rated at 154 kilometers per hour. Now, I got to ride the bike both in the city conditions and on the track. Let's talk about the city first. On the highway, the bike is quick to accelerate as claimed by Bajaj. You make your way through the gears quickly and triple-digit speeds are achievable in no time. I'm also happy to report that the vibrations do not creep in unless you are revving the bike past 8,000 RPM. Even when they do come in, they are not harsh. The slip and assist clutch helps make those hard downshifts very easy. Cruise at 100 to 110 kmph and you will have a comfortable ride on the highways. In the city, the light clutch makes quick work of the gear shifts. The clutch lever is also adjustable to get you the most comfortable clutch grip. The shifts are also pretty smooth, so constant gear shifts in the traffic won't weigh you down. The motorcycle is light, which makes it easy to maneuver in the traffic and also when you want to take it in and out of parking spaces. The motor is very tractable too. I was able to pick up speed from as low as 40 kmph on the 4th gear without any fuss. Now in terms of in-gear speeds, the first gear tops out at 40 kmph, second at 70, third at 100 and fourth at 125 kmph. Now I was also able to test the road and sports riding modes, and switching from road to sports made me realize that the acceleration was much more quicker and improved the throttle response as well. My suggestion, use the road mode in the city and sports mode on the highway and you will enjoy the motorcycle. The suspension is a good balance for city and highway riding. It's not too hard and not too soft. The seat cushioning is also very good and my butt wasn't complaining after a 90-minute long ride. The brakes on the other hand could use more initial bite, maybe 10% more. I felt the need for better brakes more on the track than in the city. They're just about acceptable in the city or highway riding conditions. Overall, my initial experience with the NS400Z was a pleasant and enjoyable one. In terms of kitna deti hai, Bajaj claims a fuel efficiency of 28 kmpl. But in mixed riding conditions, we were able to get about 31 kmpl. On the highways, you should get about 32 to 35 very easily. Now that's a test for another day. Initial impressions, 30 kmpl is easily achievable.
Now, after spending a considerable amount of time with this motorcycle, let me summarize it for you in short. Now, it has a lot of features. It has a very powerful engine, a 373cc. It makes 40 PS of power, 35 Newton meters of torque. It has riding modes. It has traction control that can be switched off. It has ABS, dual channel. It has all the makings of a modern motorcycle, and it is a very capable motorcycle in the city as well as on the highways. Decent fuel efficiency, about 28 to 30 kmph. So what it is for me is it's an all-round package, and the sweet spot is the price. 1.85 lakhs ex showroom, and at that price you will not get a 400cc motorcycle no matter what manufacturer you go to. So what Bajaj is trying to do with this is trying to give you a more powerful motorcycle at a very affordable price. And it's not that they have compromised on the quality or the performance of this motorcycle. They have done a very good job and put together a very well-built motorcycle for a very affordable price. And if you ask me, if you are in the market for a 400cc motorcycle, or buying your first motorcycle, or upgrading from a 125, 150 or a 200cc, you definitely can go for the NS400Z. Now, to put things in perspective, the NS200 is priced at 1.58 lakhs ex showroom. So this is about 27,000 more than the NS200. But for that 27,000, you get a lot more. So yes, it is a justified increment over the NS200. And I'm pretty happy and impressed with the motorcycle. So that was the Pulsar NS400Z for you. Let us know, what do you think about this motorcycle? If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. And subscribe to Motoroids if you haven't already. Press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we upload such informative videos. This is Vipul signing off. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, rev hard, rev free, and ride safe.